Hello.
Hi guys, welcome back to this channel. 许多在多元文化背景下长大的人都会对自己的身份认同非常困惑，所以我今天邀请了澳洲华裔 Charlie 来探讨这个话题。
自我介绍
Hey everyone, I am Charlie and I'm from Australia. I'm a first generation Chinese, so I was born in Beijing and then immigrated to Australia where I currently live now.
家里使用的语言。
哎，Charlie 同学，你在家里是使用什么语言？
I think it really depends. When I'm around my parents, I usually speak a little bit more English because I have two younger siblings. I've got a younger sister and a younger brother, and they weren't raised up in a predominantly Chinese-speaking environment, so their Chinese skills are a little bit worse. But when I'm around my grandparents, I usually talk to them in Chinese.
教育背景
Where did you go to school for primary, middle school, and high school?
Okay, so it's a pretty long story. So I was 2 or 3 when I first immigrated from China, and the first country that I went to was Canada. I lived in Vancouver for a while, for around a year or 2. So I went to preschool, kindergarten over there, and then up until like 2nd grade, I moved to Australia. And over there, I studied for most of my primary schools, and then I went back to Canada like a couple of times. I also hold Canadian citizenship. I went to high school for the majority in Australia once again. So high school in Australia, it's different from like the US where they have middle school and high school. In Australia, high school goes from grade 7 all the way up to grade 12. So it's a 6-year high school. So for grade 7, 8, and then 10, 11, 12, I went to school in Sydney, Australia. But then in year 9, I moved to Toronto for a year of high school over there. I am in Fudan University in Shanghai, China. Studying here, I think it's a really great school.
I heard that before you came to Fudan, you learned at Australia University.
Oh yeah. So because the semester dates don't exactly match up, I graduated late 2023. September-ish, and then I had around a year or so before the academic year started in Fudan. And so during that time, I studied at the University of Sydney in a double degree, which was International Relations and International and Global Studies, with an extended study on Chinese culture and history. We have our own educational system. It's called NESA, and then so when I applied for Fudan, I did not have to take AP, I did not have to take like IELTS because I went to high school in an English-speaking country. So they just straight up accepted my high school's graduation certificate. Although like they had some prerequisites that I had to satisfy before coming to medicine. So first of all, I had to achieve an ATAR, which stands for Australian Tertiary Admission Rank. So basically it's like a percentile score for university. I had to score an ATAR of over greater than 90. I had to study mathematics extension 2, which is calculus in my high school, and then I had to have an English course as well as 2 of the 3 sciences. So in my high school I took maths, English, and then biology and chemistry.
What is the difference between Canadian school and Australia?
That's a really good question. With Canadian schools, they do follow like I wasn't there for too long, so I wasn't able to experience the education system in its full. But I can say like it's a lot similar to the American education system. So they put a lot of emphasis on APs and as well as other subjects. So there were more compulsory subjects that you had to take. So I had to take like IAPS as an elective, so Intro to Anthropology, a Psychology and Sociology, as well as mandatory coding and all of that. In Australia, like it's a lot more chill. Like you get to choose your own courses as long as you reach 10 credits. That's all you need for graduation, and the only compulsory course that in an Australian high school is English.
Why did you choose to study university in China?
Okay, that's a good question. I get a lot. So, if you don't know, my mom graduated from Fudan University back in her time.
In which major?
I think she was in information management. Yeah, the management department. So obviously she knew like Fudong's a really like a globally renowned school, and like it's got like really good professors, it's got good equipment, everything. And then part of my reason to come to China was to study medicine, because medicine as a degree is extremely competitive back in Australia. But then China here, it offered like a different pathway. Like I could work around it, even though it might be a little bit more difficult for me to go back. But at least it was doable, and I'm interested in medicine, so I'm like, okay, why not give it a shot? And then Fudan's also one of the few universities that actually offer full English talk courses, which is so helpful. So I decided to come, and honestly, it's been going great.
身份认同。
One is Chinese
Okay.
and 10 is Australian.
When I first came here, I would say probably an 8 or a 9, because I just wasn't that engaged in Chinese culture. Like like all my friends have like, I like Western, and we celebrate like Western holidays. Like even though in my family like 20 year, like we get together and stuff. But now like after living in Shanghai for a while, I think it's bumped the score down to maybe like a 6, 7.
Oh, 6.
Yes.
What kind of food do you like?
Honestly, I'm not a picky eater. Like, I'm not much of a picky eater. Like, give me food, I'll eat it. I do like,
Everything.
yeah, pretty much. I'm like a pig. But can I say that? Honestly, I'm not really picky. I love myself some Japanese ramen, tonkotsu. Yeah, Tiffany, if you're listening to this, I really like the place that you suggested. Korean, like K-barbecue. Yeah, I love myself some kimchi. Even like Chinese food.
That's nice. And what kind of movie or TV show you like?
Okay, I'm gonna be for real. I'm actually so bored. So boring. I do not watch like movies or TV shows.
Oh no.
But then I don't study it either. Like I just go home. I like watching Instagram reels.
Oh yeah.
And
No, show them.
My milkshake being served and like yeah, YouTube. I usually watch like documentaries, nature documentaries. Sometimes TED Talks. I used to watch a little bit of anime. So My Hero Academia, like Demon Slayer, like just the generic ones. But then I don't know, as I started like having a fuller schedule, I've pretty much stopped.
Which nationality would you prefer to marry in the future?
Honestly, I'm not a picky guy.
Oh.
Lie.
Oh no.
But if I had to say, it's probably someone that could speak English with a bit more of a Western mindset. 不需要只是女生。Daniel.
未来规划。
Future plans. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's gonna be a while. So my course that I'm taking, it's a 6-year course. So I graduated in 2030, which is honestly shocking. It's scary to think about. What am I gonna do when it's 2030? I'm gonna be like 24, 25. Hopefully not single anymore. But then after I graduate, like I said earlier, it would be rather difficult for me to go back to Australia because they do not. 他们不承认这儿的毕业证，所以我要是想再考回到澳洲的话，我得考他们那儿自己的体系 ，which is the AMC. For now, I think my parents and we both want to give a shot at the USMLE. If I do manage to pass that, then we'll see. I could go to the US, I could go to Canada. If I don't pass that, then I might take the PLAB, which is the British pathway. And like, I feel like the reason why I want to take the British pathway, why the British pathway has an edge over the Australian pathway, is because because both Australia, New Zealand and Singapore accepts the British pathway. So all I have to do is like work in the UK for like 2 years, and then I can go pretty much anywhere I want. But for now, my plans for the near future, pass my midterms, hopefully don't drop out of school, and yeah, just have fun.
给学弟学妹的建议。
Okay, if you are a MBBS junior, and I were to give you some suggestions for your freshman year, then first of all, enjoy Handan while it lasts. you don't know, like, I didn't realize how much I was missing out on until I moved to Fengling. And also, yeah, if you want to, like, socialize, interact, meet more people, definitely Handan is the place. You can reach out to me on gang gang. Bye.